Hello everyone, this is Modified Darvas Box MDB and doing a video here a little later today on Saturday, March 30th at night here, 8:10 p.m. I meant to do this video earlier but got sidetracked and just busy, got family stuff going on with Easter. But anyways, thought I'd do another review video. It's a big weekend because it's the end of the month and end of the quarter. And as such, there might be more interesting signals on this round of charts than on prior weekends. For anyone who has never watched one of my videos, I'm an independent trader, investor, and I created my own unique system based on the Darvas box method, which is based on the book How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market by Nicholas Darvas. I've also added principles from the strategy. If you're interested in both of those, look them up on Google or shoot me a DM and I'll hopefully steer you in the right direction. I like to look at what's going on here on the right side of the chart, and I'm looking for signals as pictured via the colored bars, which I've got here, signals and structures. And I'm looking for, signals to tell me what's going on in the stock market. Are there trades that I should be buying, or are there stocks or whatever that I should be selling instead? And it's great because it's a quick and easy way of reviewing stocks and markets and seeing what's going on. I have my stocks in 6 different lists, and I'm constantly moving them around, which is a form of relative strength in its own right. To start with, I've always got index list first. So let's get into it, and away we go. So the first one here is the AMZ. This is an MLP index on MLPs, which are energy-related securities that pay dividend income. And I own some of these in my income portfolio. It's got a lovely uptrend because energy is rising. These are great vehicles for earning steady income. And this, because it's the end of the quarter here, that also means payday, income payday. I love getting dividend payments paid out. So as we can see, there's really no signals, no nothing, just a lovely uptrend shown by the weekly moving average I use. RK, this chart is usually one I focus on at the very beginning of these videos because they've got a lot of the active colors which I use. So I use colors to identify different signals. And I've been doing this for 25 years, so I kind of know through trial and error what signals have worked. What is a signal? That's an art in its own right. Ask a whole bunch of people you might follow on Twitter, and you might get, ask 100 people, you might get 100 different answers. What's an actionable signal? Well, I've coded what I think are actionable signals into my program here, TC2000. And for example, the grays are inside bars, very simple and easy. The blues are sort of an excess exuberance sort of type bar, usually followed by a red bar afterwards, but not always, as you see right here. Yellow bars, very bullishness. Sometimes they can start, but notice here's a yellow bar. Signals are never guaranteed in the stock market. It's great to see a signal, but what's more important than the signal itself, and I say this all the time, is the reaction to the signal. What does it do afterwards that's more important than the regular signal? Because the reaction will tell you, should you be taking action? Should you not be taking action? Should I buy it? Should I sell it? But I've got other colors here for hammer bars and shooter bars. Shooter bars, simply the opposite of a hammer. Pink bars, which say pay attention. Sometimes they're bearish, but I call them pay attention bars because just like the blues, because it doesn't mean you have to take action, but it should mean, hey, sit up and pay closer attention. Figure out what you're going to do if something happens. So signals and reaction to signals. All right, let's start burning through these. I want to get through pretty quick because I know everybody's busy. Oil, look at that 10-week uptrend. Had a box breakout here. This is my approximation for oil, this ticker symbol. It's better than USO, which is a lousy proxy for it, in my opinion. But look at that, energy going up. Keep an eye on the gas pumps. uh, Here's the Nasdaq. So look at the signals we've gotten. We've had a great uptrend since November. Pink bar signal. Well, pay attention. The reaction to it was sort of benign, relatively benign. Then buyers came back in and pushed it above like an actionable trigger. If you were on the sidelines, you had been buying last week. But the reaction to that all that bullishness last week is an inside bar. Inside bars are basically like 50-50. What the way you handle an inside bar is you basically draw stuff on the top and again on the bottom, and then you wait and see which direction the market breaks, and that's the direction. That can trigger a trade if you've been on the sidelines, or you can just make note of it, like on this one right here. Well, sort of in between, we're not sure. What did the market do? Well, it went bullish, and away we go. But notice it's an inside week. I am critical of the current setup in the market. I think people are way too bullish. We got the NAM exposure index, which is a good sentiment gauge. Look at this, 103. Are you kidding me? Everybody is just so bullish and long, and I'm not sure it's justified, but we'll see what happens. This year, by closing the week as an inside bar, well, maybe next week we have a down week, or next week we have an up week. I don't know, but we're going to find out. Ethereum, another inside bar. Look at that right there, inside. Some big selling last couple of weeks, but then inside. So the market's going to figure out, should it keep going down more or should it take it back up? I don't know. It's hard to tell. But with the selling here, I'd lean a little bit more towards pessimistic. But you never know. It also makes me wonder, is that a top in Ethereum? Well, I don't know. Looks a little bit like a top, but we'll see. Tops usually take weeks of hindsight before they're crystal clear. This one right here, failed breakout, went up, tried to go up, came back down. Proxy for growth. China, look at that, doing nothing sideways. Bitcoin, boy, what a great trend. I still miss this second half on just an error in interpretation. Okay, many people use charts and they don't look really at other stuff like the market caps or the volume, etc. Simple volume analysis would have kept you in or got me back in. Big green up, that's the market screaming yes. Big green red is the market screaming no. Just say it out loud. Yes, no, yes. Yes, yes, no. The fundamental mistake I did was I held it, I bought it here, I sold it here because I saw the green and then this red no, and I thought, well, that's probably it. And you had a shooter bar right here. But what I didn't realize I made a mistake on was I forgot that this one coming in this strong here was saying that, hey, bud, there's more buyers out there. And I should have rebought right in there. So my mistake cost me only, 50%? Jesus. No, a double. Almost a double. Well, either way. We can't win them all, and we make mistakes all the time, so I don't really beat myself up about it, but it's annoying because it was shouting it right in the face. That's the other thing about good trades. Good trades have obvious stuff going on. Like, it should be crystal clear. If it's really murky and you're like, well, maybe this, maybe that, then the odds are it's not a very good trade. So gold here, look at that. Box breakout on volume, heading higher. It had a shooter bar last week, but when price goes up above it, on a negative bar like that, that means that's telling you that it's bullish. It's saying in your face to the bears, and the bears are just powerless to do anything about it. So there you go. If you didn't own any gold, well, it's telling you, man, it's a bull market. So let's keep going. Up an inside week. Already, we've had a number of inside week bars. Interesting for such a bullish environment. Software proxy here. Software inside week. I'm beginning to notice a trend. Housing, construction, look at that, just fantastic. Notice here it had the pink bar, a benign reaction, and then it's kept going up. So if you had sold here, you would have been making a mistake. Great trade right there. IWC, microcaps, what are we missing down here? Volume. It's moving higher. That's a box breakout, but where's the conviction? I don't know. It seems to be missing a little bit. IWM, moving up. Everybody loves talking about IWM. Where'd they at? Where'd they go? Who dare? Who dare? Where'd the buyers go? I don't see any. I see a smidge of sellers here, but I don't see the buyers. Where are they? So not interested in that one. Although it can still go up. This one, the IYH, this is the healthcare index. If only that prick Obama hadn't screwed up U.S. healthcare, but they knew what they were doing, I guess. We should have all been buying into this, but if you're looking to add healthcare into your portfolio, I'd recommend this one. Like what? It's going to go down? Please. Looks bullish. Look at all the green bars right there, green volume. Transportation, that's, I guess, would you call that a hanging man? I can't remember the definitions, the candlestick definitions, but that's a shooter. If it goes up, that's a hammer. If it goes up, bullish. Or it could fail downwards, and you'd want to be wary of the failure across the bottom. Because then that's the opposite of what we saw earlier. That's the bears saying, screw you, bulls. So we'll pay attention to that one. Another, this is equal weighted NASDAQ, another inside week. For being so bullish, inside weeks, was there sellers out there? I don't know. Fizz, I own this one. This is the proxy I own for gold. And you see, I tried it a couple times. It just wasn't all that great. But this buy was the charm. And sometimes it takes a few different buys before you really nail it. And so far, so good on that one. Bullish. QQQs, what do we got here? Inside week. I'm sensing a theme. The problem with an inside week is that it's set for a bearish trade. If it triggers to the downside, short it. You might be shorting at the top. As you may know from my Twitter, I've already placed a bunch more shorts in my portfolio. I'm about 50% short based on signals which have come out. So are you 100% long? 200% long? Well, you may not want to be. But I don't know for certain, so we'll see what happens. RSPs, I like that. That looks great. S&P 500 is a stronger index than the NASDAQ. Shy 2-year short-term bonds. Here we go. Semiconductors. This here, bearish shooter bar, signaled here. It did trigger across the bottom, but it barely did. And then it recovered. But now it's sort of going sideways. So how bullish is this really? Like that's not good enough to make me want to buy it with fresh money. But am I going to race to sell my semiconductors? Probably not. But again, inside week. If it breaks that, that's a valid short selling trigger. or sell get out trigger. And frankly, we haven't had that many sell triggers, sell signals since this rally began. And people wonder why I'm feeling bearish. The setups here are amazing, but they're only setups. We don't know if the reaction will actually trigger. S&P 500, the king. Look at that. Let's look at it on the daily. I posted this chart in the daily. There's your start way back here, and look at it. Just follow my moving average all the way up. Has there been any negative signals here? There was one potential here. It didn't do anything. Kept going. There's been no negative signals in this whole run. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sentiment. Another, even sentiment's an inside bar. But no extremes. Pointing up to the extremes. I consider this red line an extreme. This one here above 40-day, pointing upwards, but it's not at these extreme levels, which I've circled. So we call that benign. Solar sucks, as usual. Bonds, sideways. The VIX, inside week. Man, it's just all set up for... I'm pessimistic, and all I see are potential pessimistic setups. XLE, there's a box breakout. Volume is low, but that's just matching oil, looks like. But hey, you had the start signal here, yellow bar buy signal right there. It's go time. I tweeted this way back when, and here, I'll dig that out. But when you've got a system based on signals, then you start seeing stuff happen where using your other systems you may not have seen happen. So I will advocate for people to use signals rather than drawing trend lines or using histograms and things like that. Just look at the market action. That's what I would recommend. It's funny how many people post charts of triangles or trend lines, but how regularly do people make money off of them? The track record is not so good when you add that second piece. So XLF, again, what a run. And where did it start? Yellow bar buy signal. There you go. All right, let's start getting into the stock lists. List 2. List 2 is the leaders. Textbook box breakout leaders. APP, gorgeous. Green. Any signals? Nope. Let's keep going. More green, more up. Looks good. Here's a signal. Bearish shooter bar right here. It did trigger, but it didn't stick. It had 2 buy signals right here, and market's trying to tell you, hey, buy some. I did buy some at the blue circle, and I sold at the red circle, because basically I wanted to use the money for some of the shorts I put on, make some room, so I took the profit here. It seemed like a good idea since there's this big signal right here. We'll see if this hangs out in the 33s or whatever range, or if it comes back down this way. Either way, that's a bearish signal, so I don't feel bad at all about selling and taking profits. I will keep this on my watch list for the future, and maybe we get a buy signal again. Who knows? This one. Last week, inside bar, perfect example of a signal and then a trigger. Here's your inside bar signal. What did price do? Oh, let's see, roughly there. Price went up. Look at that. They start sell, 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 and now that would have triggered. I think I would have sold out completely if I had bought this breakout. Take the money, broke out 67. It's at 80, 85, 84. You'd had a nice gain, and you'd be out because if this one starts giving it up, then you'll be kicking yourself about it. And why am I saying that that was such a good trade? Well, let's look at the numbers. When you start looking at trades like this is when you'll start really advancing to higher levels of trading. What's the valuation on this company? Well, let's calculate how much sales first. It just wrapped the 2023 right there. Forecast is for 1880, but right now it bookmarked 1.3 billion. Market cap is almost 20 billion. So let's see, 19.3 divided by, what was that? 1.3. That gives us a price to sales of 14. Woof. That's nosebleed. Let's do 19.3 divided by 1880. That would be like 1.80. That's a price to sales of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a nosebleed valuation. Very hard to justify. So just on valuation reasons, that's a sell. And there's your signal to sell. There's your trigger to sell. Boom. Yeah, you could have gotten out here, but then you'd be relying on a daily signal to get out. And the only one I see is right here, maybe. It'd be really hard. There's no real signals there on the daily. So, weekly signal, there you go. We'll keep it on this list because, hey, it could turn around, but I doubt it. This one here, maybe a shooter bar, maybe not. I've marked it here. I've set an alert already. See what happens. This one here, also another bearish looking shooter bar. However, it's sort of mild. Now, I bought here in the blue circle. I've already ridden through these weeks here. So maybe I might, put an alert here. A drop down to these levels won't scare me. It'll be annoying, but it won't scare me because I want this one. Here we go, Dash. I'm long from way back here. This here is a shooter bar. I learned tonight that Dash is going to implement buy now, pay later, which actually is really buy now, pay never by the customer. I think it's a terrible decision, and based on this bar, I think I'm going to sell my Dash shares on Monday. Why not? What's the Steve Miller Band? Take the money and run. Terrible decision. Extending credit to the credit unworthy. Deck, here's another inside bar. Trump, Donald Trump, DJT, big box breakout. Now, I don't really know if this one's going to stick or not, but that's a heck of a breakout. And you see where it started here, it started way back in January. I did trade it successfully here, so I just watched it in here, and I was amazed. And it's a little tough to. It's not an easy one to trade. Let's put it that way. But looking bullish. This one box breakout here, but then a red volume bar come back down. I would be pessimistic. When you see these volume combos like that, green followed by red, that's like saying yes, no. And usually it means it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. What's the good example I have of that? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it looks great. This one, look at all these green bars. Looks wonderful. This one, box breakout, green bars, great. Box breakout, green bars, looks great. I sold this one here. Felt stupid for a week, but now it's coming back. Ah, NVIDIA. So, this one I am short NVIDIA. We had this signal right here, and I draw a line across the top, and I'll draw a line, and maybe right there. But I saw a signal. Where was it? It was. I was shorting other tech companies, and I had this on my screens, and I saw pink bar here, and a white bar sell signal here on all these intraday time frames. So I said, this is telling me pay attention, and this one here was telling me bearish. So I decided to place a bearish bet, and look right here that there's a shooter bar. Right here, a shooter bar. See how it all happened in the same time frame? And then right after that, clunk. And now it closed out with another shooter bar right here. So no other signals I can see, but at the time, this made all the sense in the world. And so now I'm short NVIDIA, and we'll see what happens. Using an intraday time frame to get short, but now I want to see what will happen. Will it break this line? Will it go down all the way to the bottom here? I have no idea, but I don't know, but we'll see what happens. I'd rather be, I'm happy to be short this one right now. That's fine. This one, box breakout, moving up. See, textbook stuff. Ah, here's an example of the volume. That's what I was looking for. Yellow bar buy signal, breakout, moved up. Yes, yes, no. Look where it stopped. Has it done really much since? No, not really. Yeah, it's up a little, but where did it close this? 1533, closed here 1581. Not really doing much. When you see that combo, volume combo, you gotta. That's reading the volume. This one, big box breakout, shooter bar. Yeah, nothing wrong there. This one's a major bullish one. I really like this one. Maybe I'll swap Dash for Root. That might be an excellent switch. This one here, box breakout, I bought it. It had this mild shooter bar, which I saw. I did nothing. And as a result, I've been getting kicked in the teeth those last 2 weeks. I'm like begging it to stop, but I'm still profitable. I think this has a good long-term future, so that's why I'm sitting on it. And I'm just hoping that it starts turning around. My uncle point will be if it gets really close back to my buy point. All right, let's speed this up a little bit. I'm still on list 2. Spare anything? No. Oh, I'm long STAA. Bought it right there. Box breakout. And yeah, moved up. Struggled a little bit here the last couple of weeks, but nice little recovery. Looks good to me. One screen which I use, which I don't really talk about because it's a secondary screen, is this colors view. So this uses the Wilder's RSI, and I've colored the bars here with this exact same parameter, and I gave it colors. Purple's the strongest, green's the next strongest, then white, and then red is the weakest. And you can see here, just by color, where did things start to change? Well, guess where I was buying? Oh, psych. You can see it went from being super weak, and down here you can see super weak. And this week right here, right in here, Oh, look at that. So I use this as a secondary chart view, just if I'm not sure about something and I want to test it. I got this idea from another trader a few years ago, and again, it's a double check. But I thought I'd show it this time because I never really show it. Uber. Oh, that's sideways, inside bar, sideways, and formed a box. That means it shouldn't even be on this list. We'll move it to the regular list. Inside week, another inside week. Here we go. Another good example of volume. Signal, and then a reaction to signal. Big signal here, red, pink bar. Uh-oh, pay attention. What did the buyers do? They they just shrugged it off and they printed their buy tickets and they said, "I am buying this. You got to be crazy. That's a gift." What did it do? It's gone right back up. You could have drawn a line across the top and simply bought when it pierced that. But a perfect example of volume analysis keeping you into the trade. Or if you weren't in, well, now you're buying. You got to use all the tools at your disposal. All right, let's go to list 3. Anything? Oh, another inside week. Are you sensing the theme that I'm sensing? Another inside week right here. And look at that. New highs last week. What did it do? Well, they sold it right off. They didn't want the new highs. Sellers decided that, oh, this hit a new high. It's time to bail. Interesting. However, they didn't do it in size, but it was only a 4-day week also. So it ended up here as an inside week. Set up for lower or indecisiveness. I don't know. We'll know more on Monday. Interesting. Red selling, green rebound, well, blue bar rebound, but now an inside week. Who knows? Another inside week. Box breakout, but an inside week. This one looks more bullish than a lot of other inside ones, though. So I don't know. What's the high here? 331. Let's put an alert for 331. I use text alerts, price alerts like that to send me a text message. I use them quite frequently. Use them early, use them often. Box breakout, but volume is low. Don't know how much conviction is there. This one's on the list here because I had the yellow bar signal and then sort of a little wonky breakout, but it's been working. This little guy, oh yeah, blue bar signal. Some volume. Ford, box breakout. Low volume again, but could work. We know about you. Google, yep, moving higher. Yeah. This one here, that is a shooter bar. I own this one, and it's pissing me off because it had a great breakout, then bigger selling, and then it rebounded, but volume was light. So it makes sense that there wasn't enough oomph to push it along. Well, hopefully it stays above the box top line. We'll see. Another inside week. I'm sensing a theme. SMCI, I'm short this one. I shorted this one in tandem with NVIDIA. And so far so good. Top of the shooter bar, can't seem to get over it. Had the 2 weeks ago trigger line here. And I guess it should get another trigger line right there. We'll put an alert on that. And we'll see what happens. Not much. Oh, here's a box breakout. Again, volume light. But this is an energy name. Energy's coming on. Data center closed the midpoint. Indecisive. Eh, nothing much going on there. All right, let's go to list 4, which is more bearish signals. A lab. That is a bearish looking shooter bar on the weekly. I'm not sure I'd want to be owning that right now. I do not. AMD, there's that bearish signal right there. Look at what it's done. Uh, that was just an easy money trade right there. Here we go, ARM. This is what got me shorting tech. So I'm short up here. I've got this alert set for down here. And I'll show you what I saw. Come on. Oh. My program has locked up. Come on. Come on. TC, what the heck is going on? All this moving around. Well, let's fire up another window of it. I really like this program, TC2000. I've been using it for years. And I love the colors on it. There we go. And it's such an easy program. Even when it hangs up for a sec, it just rebounds so easy. Now, let's show you guys what I was seeing on ARM. Here we go. So I saw this here on the 65. 2 bearish shooters. It had the gap, the low of the bars where it opened up. I mean, it was just ripe to bet against. And then here's, the result. Another shooter bar here. It's just another one where you see this happening on the intraday, and next thing you know, it turns into a great trade on the daily, maybe the weekly. Who knows, maybe on the monthly. I've got a different view for daily, weekly, monthly. Weekly here, monthly. You get the idea. When you see stuff happen on multiple time frames, it tends to magnify and increase your probability of winning. This one, it's been really hot. There's that trigger right there off of the inside bar. Went up, then came right back down. Now, I guess we could technically call this a shooter bar, which is bearish, and put a trigger right there. So, not an easy trade for sure. I bet some longs are pissed off. This one, bearish, pink bar, but oof, look at that. Ugly signal. And the reaction was even worse. Snow, I'm short this one right here. Here's my stop out if snow goes back up. I've already got an alert on it right here. But if it goes back up and hits that, well then I'll cover and I'll be out. That's trading. Signal, reaction to signal, and then you stay the course until you get a contrary signal telling you to get out. This one here, white bar signal, but it hasn't really crashed or anything, but we get a bad week, it might. Tesla, short, cover, short, cover. I think you understand now why I covered here. Hit the trigger, time to get out. What's interesting, if I go back to the colors view, oh, look how weak this is. Red weakness. Weak. Well, let's throw the boxes onto it. Oh, yeah, look how weak it is. Does it make sense to short the weak stocks? You tell me. Here we go, ZS. I'm short this one. We had all this red volume. Sorry, not green. Red volume, lots of red volume. We had an inside weak trigger right here. That's how it got me into this trade. Short it, and now I've been looking at the signals. Now I got a potential another inside weak, which gives me a potential exit point. If I get taken out, oh well, made some money. If it keeps going downward, well then I'll still be in the trade. But that's trading. This is how simple it can be. It's why I advocate signals trading over other types. Okay, list 5. This is very bearish. The charts in here should basically suck. Another inside week. We're just set up. People just don't see these setups. We're primed to go down, potentially. But I don't know if it's going to happen. But if it does, then a lot of stuff's going to be down. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. Apple. I should have been knocked out of Apple right here on this trigger, but I was at tennis with my mom and watching tennis matches and not really able to trade while I was there. So I just readjusting it, my stop to the top of this bar. If Apple goes up, well then I'll be taken out. But maybe it won't. All right, let's keep going. I know this video is longer than you might have thought, but it's the end of the quarter. I figured take some time and show it. Here's the face of buy now, pay later. Ugh. Bearish. Nothing. Yeah, box breakdown, looks nothing going on. Nothing going on. Any signals? Now this is interesting. First solar, that's getting a little stronger here. You get some green right here. There's a lack of red selling. This is getting close to a box breakout. Yeah, solar, this company's maybe coming back, so I'm going to move it back to list 6. Oh, this one, another inside week. Let's fix this. Anything going on here? Would you buy this? Nope. Inside week. You'd think that this would be super bullish because you got the green bars. Now, these bars close at the midpoint each time. That means for every buyer, there was some sellers going on saying, thank you for showing up. I'm happy to give you the stock. And once the buyers stopped, the sellers were able to push it down. Not a ton, but it's just not as bullish as you might think. MDB, my namesake. How surprised are the buyers who bought here at the close? How surprised are they that they've had 7 weeks of downtrend ever since that point? Another inside week. This one, I need to chart this one up. This one, the market cap on it is just so high. This is at like 20 times sales. It's just ridiculous. Nothing. Any signals? Inside week. Oh, a box breakdown with a recovery. Volume's kind of low. Yeah, it can stay here. This one doesn't look very bullish to me. Inside. Like this one, I keep tabs on bad stocks. Sometimes I just want to keep tabs on it. Let's look at the colors view. How bad is it? Red is bad. Look how long it's been bad for. God. And that's a big Kathy Wood name. Give me a break. Here we go. Just more. Nothing. Nothing. All right. List 6, and then we'll wrap. Interesting. No real signals. Yeah. Another inside week. Volume analysis. Big red down signal. Buyers stepped up. Subsequent price action sideways. There you go. Mm-hmm. Back here on CRWD. Big movement. Big volume. Closed at the midpoint. For all the buyers, there was an equal number of sellers. What happens? Goes sideways. Inside week. After watching this video, if we have a down week next week, you cannot say that you were surprised. Anything there? Nothing there. Oh, another inside week on the ELF. Eeks, I own ELF. I hope it doesn't go down, but well, I guess it might not be immune. This one hit my scanners on Thursday with a, yellow bar signal move. But in the overall scheme of things, volume's light. Nothing to see here. Meta, inside week. Oh dear, Monday, inside week. I own this one still from right here. Inside. This one, PLTR, look at that. Down $1.50 from the prior week. This one just can't get going, and it's got 2.2 billion shares outstanding. Just a big fat whale. Very difficult to have stocks with that many shares outstanding do very well. Very hard. Nice rebound here, but no structures or anything, but a nice rebound. Inside week. Look at this. End on this one. 2 big volume red weeks. An inside week, resolution up, but with low volume. Now another inside week down, and again, if we get that resolution to the downside, that's going to have a box breakdown, in my opinion. So, write all this stuff down. All right, so that's the end of the lists. I hope you enjoyed the video. I think you've got a sense now of what might happen next week. And beyond that, I hope you have a good Easter weekend, and talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.